Admitting.
Well, I don't know, maybe send him a message.
Yep. Mr. Alvarez, can you hear us? Jose?
Sir, we are unable to hear you. If you can hear us, you need to either adjust your speaker or reconnect to audio.
Start video. Allow.
Can you hear us?
There he goes.
Mhm.
I'm sending.
That's not, yes. Hmm. Can you hear us, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you
Now
for
I could-
joining.
Sorry, I couldn't
Oh,
hear
that's okay.
earlier.
Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Hearing Officer Paulette Lofton. We are recording, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Mr. Alvarez, you're here for property located at 349 Central Avenue, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, it looks like that's enforcement number E181940. Ms. Cooper, can you tell us what's going on at that property?
Yes,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mr. Alvarez, we have you showing that you have a blight ticket for parking on the grass.
Yeah,
On
yeah,
the
and it
ticket.
says that that's like I remember the date on it. I don't have the paper on me. I mean, I do have it actually. Like the date was like long time ago, and then I mean I corrected it, and then it showed up again like recently. I don't understand like how did it come back up? Like I think once the 2018, a ticket from 2018.
We also have a
ticket?
sanitation blight ticket out there for you too. That's
Yeah.
on this docket.
But like I cleaned up what it was, and then they sent me a ticket like way afterwards, which I don't understand why. Like why would they send me another ticket like the same ticket like months later?
Well, it looks like the pictures that they've taken here are from 2021. If you can scroll up to the first one, Tammy, it looks like that is property parked on what should be grass. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. So that's from December of 2021. So that's why it was sent to you again.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I did park under, but that was only for a minute. That wasn't like parking under for a long time because I had my driving spot on my parking lot, and I have the space on the other side. But I mean, I did like I know I parked on there. I mean, that's my truck.
Okay. Ms. Cooper, do you have a recommendation?
My recommendation is that he needs to comply and pay this ticket.
But the only thing I do have I mean I've complained about that same lot where I'm parked on. Even at the back of the lot, there's garbage back there. It's been back there for 4 years. And I have pictures of it, like during the summertime, during the wintertime, during the fall time, and nobody cleaned that up. I mean, I'm the one to
It's
be
your
cleaning up
property
that.
too? Is it
No,
someone
it's
else's
owned by the
property?
city. It's owned by the city where I'm parked
Okay.
at.
That's a different issue. We're not talking about that today. I will take that up with you at a later date. But right now, we're talking about the sanitation on your property and the park.
Oh, I was just mentioning it because I figured. I mean, how can I get a ticket if
Oh,
I have to deal with the
absolutely.
garbage for that long
No, I'm glad you,
for years?
mentioned it because, we need to know it all.
I've told the city already before. I mean, but it's been like that for 4 years, and I'm the one that's been cleaning that yard. I mean, I clean my yard, that yard. I clean it all the way to the corner. I mean, all my neighbors know that I clean up everything. And even they told me they'll give me letters showing that I'm the one that clean up everything. Yeah, I parked in the grass, and sometimes there's stuff out there, but I try to get it put away as soon as I can. I'm not. If you look at my yard, I mean, I do have. I mean, my yard's a nice looking yard. I mean, I have flowers and I have nice garden. I take care of
I
my
understand.
property.
It's just you can't park on the lawn, Mr. Alvarez, and you cannot have any outside storage around your home in the city.
What storage? I mean, I don't understand the storage.
Well, the sanitation issues that we have around the home.
It's stuff on my porch.
Show you the pictures again.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I mean, like I said, sometimes I put stuff out there, but I mean, I don't store it out there. But I'll look.
All the stuff around here.
There's nothing. I mean, what is it?
All the stuff around here.
I don't see no storage
Back
there.
here. You can't have
Go
all
ahead.
in the back. It creates vermin.
No, I mean, that's.
Has the fence been
Oh,
repaired?
yeah, that's the fence. No, the fence is open. I mean, somehow some must open the fence. It usually is closed up, but the fence is usually closed. I don't know how it got open, but that's just the stuff on the like by the trailer. It's not like
But you can't have
that's
piles.
behind the privacy fence. That's behind the privacy fence.
Your,
Not
it's
even in
your
front of
decision. He
the
has
yard.
two $100 tickets out here. And
But I'm just saying that's behind the privacy fence. I mean, that's.
Well, but unfortunately, the privacy fence was broken, so it wasn't private because unfortunately it
No,
was
it was
seen.
open. It was open. Somebody opened it.
Okay, that looked like,
It's not
okay, so it
broken.
looks like you have 2 tickets. You stated that you are not parking on the grass anymore, and that you have repaired the fence, correct? So it's not, that area is not visible?
Yeah, I mean, the fence is closed. Yeah,
Okay.
the fence was open.
And
Well,
Your Honor,
I think,
we're also talking about ticket number E193914 that's not on this docket.
Okay.
At an earlier date that he didn't show. So I just want to address both flight tickets if we could at this time.
Yeah, there's 2 tickets under, but
Oh, there is,
corrected
okay.
all of them.
no, there's not. It just lists 1. Okay, well, I think it's
Well,
appropriate because he showed up today and he has taken some steps. We'll move forward with a fine on E181940 of $100. We will not assess a fee on the other ticket that was added to the docket today. So, sir, you're gonna have to pay $100. Do you know where to pay that?
I know the city. I mean, I was at the city hall.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so I'll just take this ticket. I'll take a ticket up there, and then they'll let me know which one I have to pay because I'm not sure. I don't have a pin on me, but yeah, I mean, I had a ticket here.
Okay,
had a
yep, so
ticket.
it's just $100.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, thank you so much for joining us today, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And just to clarify, that second ticket is on the docket.
It is.
It's
didn't see it.
E193914. It's the third on my list.
It is.
Oh, you're right, I apologize.
Okay, I'm back on. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine, you're all set. So you
right,
were
right.
assessed $100 fine, so you're all set, you can log off, thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Let's see, video. Leave.
Okay.
All right, Tammy. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Mosley's coming in.
Do we have anyone for SK properties? Today we have SK Pontiac and SK Delaware.
Yes, we have a lot of those, and I haven't seen Carrie on here yet.
Okay.
I have
So
several.
I'm here in case they have counsel on either of those, or if anyone shows up for the Lombardo properties or Peter Lombardo's 821 St. Clair property.
Thank you.
Well, looks like he doesn't see the button to push.
I'll send him a message. There we go.
Hello, sir, can you state your name?
Jeffrey Mosley.
My name is Paulette Lofton. I am the hearing officer today. Can you tell us what property you're here for?
One on Ardmore, 51 South Ardmore.
Okay, alrighty. So that is ticket E210153.
Yeah.
Tammy, Ms. Cooper, can you give us an update on this property?
We have unabandoned vehicle that we cited. Let me share my screen here. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, is the property there with the white garage? Oh, I see it there. All right, and the date on that, is it 119? It's like transposed by 19-1. Is that 119?
2021.
Okay. Sir, are those vehicles still located on your property?
No, they're not.
All right.
Are these
Mr.
tarps
President.
and water heaters and all that gone too, sir?
Can you repeat that, Ms. Cooper? You kind of glitched out there.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
No.
All this material and all these cars, this red car and it's disabled, is that gone too, sir?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any cars that are not in working order on your property currently?
I have one.
And where is that parked?
It's parked between my house and the garage.
Okay, is that the grass or is that on a cement spot?
I have it on ground up asphalt.
Okay, and is it covered with a tarp or just sitting there in non-working order?
I'm gonna get a tarp for today though.
Okay.
Is this the one you're referring to right here, sir?
Pardon me? No, the one I'm talking about is between my house and the garage.
Oh, in
I don't
between here.
Okay,
Okay, what are your plans for that car?
That's a class of 64 Nova. I'm
Can
putting it
you put
together.
it in the garage?
Not right now, I can't, but I can put it in there as soon as I got my niece car in there. And I had a guy that was working for me. He ended up going to jail, so he's out now. So process of everything situated.
Okay, you understand the necessity to keep your property clean, safe, decent, and sanitary, correct?
Right. So it won't be no problem with it now because, like I said, my health is getting worse and I can't be doing a whole lot of things, so I'll make sure it won't happen again, so.
And this is a $500 Blight ticket that we're speaking of. That means that you've gotten 2 more before this.
Mhm. See, what happened before was, I had a guy that was working for me, and I went to the hospital and he wouldn't stop doing what he was doing. He had all these cars out there and I had to get him to come move everything. Because I was in the hospital for like 4 months. When I got out the hospital, he had all the cars in my lot.
It's just if you could see my screen, there's just a long-standing history of debris, working on cars.
Well, like I said, I used to work on cars, but my health got worse, so that's over with. And what happened was there, my neighbor was working on my old lady's car and my son's car. He ended up going to jail. That's why those cars were sitting there like that.
Okay, well, we'll leave this up to the judge as to what she wants to do with this.
Okay.
So today there's just one ticket in front of us, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And is this the, prior to this ticket, how long before was a previous ticket? Like, was there a period of time or was it just right after? Looks like right after.
Well, we have parking on grass in 2019, 2021, sanitation violations. And then the abandoned vehicle Blight ticket issued in 2021.
Okay. All right, because there is still a vehicle in non-working order on your property, we're going to assess a fine of $100. So that needs to be paid as soon as possible, sir. And you'll have to make some arrangements for that vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, you'll either have to put it in a garage or store it at a different location.
All right.
Okay, so thank you very much for joining us today, sir. You are all set to log off.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
See who else is in here. I have phone numbers, so I'm just gonna go for phone number, admit phone number.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hello, phone number ending in 61171. Can you state your name, please?
No,
Angela
that's Mr.
Moraldo. I can't see anything. No.
Sir, that's fine. We can hear you. Can you give us your name?
Angela Moraldo, Maraldo.
Okay, ma'am, and are you here about property 459 South Marshall Street?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Hearing Officer Paulette Michelle Lofton. Ms. Cooper, can you give us an update on this property?
What street was that? I'm sorry.
It is 459 South Marshall. It is enforcement number E202068.
Unregistered rental. Is this in fact an unregistered rental?
No, it's not. I have a driver's license that proves I've lived over in there in 2018. But you can't see any of my information in my proof. But I also went back to the city to reconfirm that I've been 100% homestead on this property since 1997. It has never been a rental. It has always been in my name, and I've always paid the utilities in my name.
Have you ever?
Okay, because I don't think she can see what's on the screen, Ms. Cooper, can you describe what your research has shown?
Yes, on Oakland County Equalization, 459 South Marshall is showing 0% homestead. And if you owner occupy it, you need to go to Oakland County
I
Equalization.
did.
I'm sorry?
I did. I went right to the city and reconfirmed that I own this property and have been 100% homestead. I have my principal residence paper exemption affidavit, and it says January 19th, 1997. I have never claimed 100% homestead anywhere other than the place that I've owned 100%.
Okay,
If
so
that makes any sense to you.
Oakland County Equalization is not the city, that's Oakland County. So if you have, you know,
I
property,
went to, I'm sorry, what?
you need to clear this up with Oakland County Equalization because we're showing 0% homestead.
That's what I
your
have the
property.
paperwork for. Your Honor, I have the paperwork for that. I have the proof. I went to the city.
Went to the equalization.
I went to the equalization office. I have the
Okay, so
form right
what-
here. Can we please do Zoom? Can we please do Zoom? I'll show you my driver's license, which says 2018 on it. And it's not expiring till 6/19/22. So I've had principal residence, my driver's license. I've been paying my utilities since 97. I've had some neighbors harassing me, and I don't know what they did, but they did something for me through the city. I had this guy Dale threatening me, saying he's all connected with the city, and he knows all these people, and he's threatened my life at 3 o'clock in the morning with my niece coming to my rescue at my gate. I don't think you realize that I'm being harassed by somebody in the city.
This is something good for you.
This might have something to do with Young Girls Incorporated.
The reason
I don't know why, but you're harassing me, and it's 100% homestead. It's 100% homestead. I have the proof. I went down to the city. It's been 100% homestead in Oakland County since 1997. I've owned the home since 1997, and I've lived there the whole time. 60% of the time I've been
this
there.
up on Property Gateway because I'm not getting in.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything you said. I wish we could do Zoom. I'm just talking to a phone. I
Okay.
don't see you.
That's okay.
I can't give you.
May I try to
I
clarify
would-
for you?
I would have loved to have submitted the stuff.
Okay, may I try to clarify this for you?
Please do. Please do.
Okay, now, we're the city of Pontiac, and we're concerned with people that have rentals or owner occupied. Owner occupied is what we want in the city of Pontiac, like yourself. And we ask you to 100% homestead it, so your taxes will be cheaper for you. And it's just, we're trying to help you, okay? We're not trying to grab.
Well, thank you. Well,
Okay.
thank you, because since 97, and I think that it has something to do with these neighbors that are harassing me.
Matt, you
I
have
really do.
Property Gateway.
You know,
Okay.
I don't know why you guys don't have me as 100% homestead.
Okay, because
I-
right now,
I got-
Oakland
I got-
County, Oakland County Equalization at 250 Elizabeth Lake Road is showing 0% homestead, which is making your tax much more.
No,
You were there.
What you may,
I was.
just let me finish, please let me finish.
Okay.
Maybe confusing it with your deed that you purchased the home in 97. Okay, even though your name is on the deed, you still have to 100% homestead it with the county. So we're talking.
It is. Yeah, she has her paperwork. She was there on May 1st, 2022. She was just there to get a copy of it. She has her paperwork right here. She has the copy of the principal residence affidavit. It's stamped, signed. We got to come down there and show it to you because the Zoom is not working.
Yes, that would be great. We need a copy of that for our files and we can close this out. My recommendation is to believe you and Okay,
Can I email it? I'm
Yeah, you
sorry,
can.
how about we do?
you can
How
email it.
can we do this?
You can email it and then I would recommend this ticket be dismissed.
Okay, ma'am, do you have a pen that you can write down an email address that you could send this to?
Hold on 1 minute, I do. Just give me one
Alrighty.
second, thank you.
It's okay.
Okay. And what is it?
It's T like Tom,
I'm ready. I'm sorry, what?
T like Tom, Cooper.
E?
Be like Tom.
Oh, T as in Tom. Oh, okay, go ahead. T as in Tom.
C like cat,
C.
O like octopus, O like octopus, P like Paul, E Edward, R Robert,
Hang on, you gotta start over. She got her confused. Go ahead and start over.
okay, it's T Cooper. I'm sorry, my voice is, I'm recovering from a cold myself.
Okay, it's T.
T Cooper, COOPER,
Okay,
at Pontiac .mi.us.
Do you have
Alright.
that, sir?
yep.
Okay, so based on the information that was provided by Ms. Marlado, we will dismiss this ticket. And ma'am, if you could provide the proof that you have within 7 days.
Okay, no
Thank
problem.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much for
calling.
joining us today. You can disconnect.
Okay.
Admitting another one, if that's okay with you, Your Honor.
Yep. Phone number ending in 9902. Can you state your name? The person that's appearing by phone, can you hear us?
Oh, there. Hi, my name is Rob Gravel.
All right, can you tell us what property you're here for?
I am here for 204 Dick Street. Dick
All
Avenue,
right, so
sorry.
it looks like we are talking about enforcement number E 220138.
That is
Ms.
correct.
Cooper, are you able to give us an update on this property?
I am. It looks like a rental inspection was required. It looks like they paid for it and they've scheduled it. Did you schedule this for March 24th with the building department?
Yes, I did. Now, I talked with Matt, and he said he posted an update to my file because I had an inspection on December of 2020 by Alvin Wallace.
Yes, he did. There is an update on here. And my recommendation
And
is to dismiss this ticket. Because you are in compliance.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
then I think it's appropriate that we dismiss this ticket. Mr. Gravel has done what he needs to do and is on his way to that inspection. So, sir, this ticket will be dismissed. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
okay, thank you for your time and all your help.
Of
Tammy.
course, you
Bye
can
now.
disconnect, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're going to admit another. Oh, here's Carrie.
Hi,
Anthony.
All right, phone number ending in 0168. Can you state your name?
yes, Kurt Shavy.
That would be, she's not.
And what property are you here for?
610 Martin Luther King Boulevard, it looks like, I think.
And it's for a rental inspection Blight ticket
Yes.
B2
Yep.
02064.
Yep.
All righty. Can you give us an update, Ms. Cooper?
It looks like, did George Pfeiffer just schedule this for April 7th, or did you schedule this with him?
I scheduled it with George. I came in at, Tammy, if you remember, I know you got a lot to do. I came in, I was in a while back and you came down to the offices there, the rental office for a minute, met with me. I fill out the registration, paid the fee, and then they had me scheduled with George, and you just told me to then, call in for the meeting. So once we got the notification, I came in, got it registered right away. And this was as soon as George could get me in was April 7th. So.
I did, and I agree, and I remember.
Yep, good.
And that's all we're looking for is compliance.
Yeah.
This is $100
I've
ticket.
actually got my my secretary's pulling all my stuff to make sure any of my other ones, if I missed them, we get them figured out and get, so we'd try to avoid getting the actual ticket if I've missed or behind on the items, so we can just get them all done. And obviously it's been a crazy last couple of years here.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Would you recommend dismissing this ticket at this point or adjourning?
Would.
Okay, we will dismiss this ticket then. Thank you so much for appearing. You're all set.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, Anthony, I'm admitting Carrie. Press K. Is he still on here? Yes.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. Tammy, do I have anything?
You do?
Oh, good thing I'm here. Huh?
Yes.
I got kicked out like twice.
You what, Carrie?
I got kicked. It kicked me out like twice.
We promise we do want to see you.
You sure? Because I think in 3 minutes, Judge is going to call me into another case. So
Okay, we have Anthony Chubb with us too.
what?
We have hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Good.
Hey, Carrie,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Do you also represent all the SKs? Today we have SK Pontiac, Delaware at 312 Fisher. SK Pontiac at 109 Lewis.
Okay.
SK Pontiac, Delaware at 312 Fisher. Oh, that's another one. For that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, those are it. And so the 312 Delaware is a rental inspection.
On Lewis, right?
Yep. No, 312 Fisher. Sorry.
On Fisher's. Okay. I think that we've paid for I think we just need to get the inspection scheduled. I think one of the 312 Fishers is it just the rental, or is there? I thought there was some.
And there's a
car parts.
Yeah, sanitation. That'd be after.
Yeah, and we have told that tenant multiple times to get that crap away from there because it's his stuff, and I wish we could issue him the ticket because we've told him multiple times, and they have said they're going to do it. They've said they've done it, and then here I am.
And then the 109 Lewis is a rental inspection from October of 21.
Okay. So, okay.
Tammy, do we know if those rental inspections have been paid for?
Let me look here. On all these here,
The only,
It's just,
I think
the only
there-
two we have, yeah. 312 Fisher and
Fisher.
109 Lewis.
312 Fisher, I'm looking up. Three 12 Fisher is paid for, not scheduled.
Okay.
And we have $100 ticket, $300 ticket. Abandoned vehicle ticket, sanitation ticket. What's going on here?
where are those? Which address are those for, Tammy?
Oh,
312 Fisher.
Those were actually put on special assessments,
Okay, so those are just past things that are already,
right?
Yeah.
Share screen here. So this was.
I'll be right back, you guys. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. That was put on special assessment. Yeah. 312 Fisher has $300 for sanitation and a $100 for inspection required.
Can we, okay, on the Fisher, there's just the two, right?
Yes.
Okay, if we get the inspection scheduled within the next 2 days, give me 48 hours to get the inspection scheduled. And then, would you allow me to pay for the 100 and dismiss the other?
We have to wait for the magistrate.
Okay, so you want, oh, the magistrate, okay.
I'm here.
Oh.
This is, okay, this is on 312 Fisher. I'm only showing one ticket. Is there more than one?
We have another one that was for sanitation.
Okay.
It's E213294. Oh, I'm sorry, that's rental inspection. And then we have one for sanitation for
Be right back. I'll be right back, you guys.
Well, we can continue to talk, I suppose.
It's E212547.
Okay. Are you okay with the 48 hours and we'll assess her $100 fine?
that seems reasonable to me.
Okay.
Up to my boss.
Okay, I'm here. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. We were just kind of regrouping. That's the property. If you can see it on your screen, Carrie.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we will give you 48 hours to set up an inspection. I'll assess only $100 instead of the $200 for each, 100 for each ticket. So $100 and 48 hours to set up the inspection.
So total $100 paid, is that correct? I'm
For
sorry.
312 Fisher, correct.
For 312 Fisher, and inspection has to be scheduled within 48 hours. Got it.
Correct.
Okay. And then we still have 109 Lewis,
109
right?
Lewis,
Okay,
right.
hang on. Give me just 1 second. Let me get rid of this fee for you. Sorry, it's taking me just a minute.
I look frozen on the screen, don't I? I can hear you guys, so I'm just not gonna move.
Oh, it's all right. Oh, this is so awkward, my situation here. Right out here by the police department. Right up the stairs there. Straight. Oh, okay. Okay.
You said it was a rental inspection. Can we do the same thing? Make sure that it's scheduled within 48 hours?
Carrie.
I'm sorry.
The issue with this one looks like it was issued back in October. Is it, how long has this needed an inspection?
It's needed an inspection. They issued this on, let's see, they had an inspection. They closed out all their inspections. They were all null and void. So this was a new inspection that was required for this year.
And was it required like 1st of January for this year or before then?
2/11/22. We have another property we have to look at.
Okay, so in regards to 109 Lewis, are you okay with giving them the 48 hours or are you holding fast and steady to the $100 fine?
Anthony, my decision would be, hold them accountable for that fine.
I tend to agree on that one. I just think this one, because it looks like, again, it looks like the citation was issued back in October, so they've had more than reasonable enough time to schedule this.
Okay.
Okay,
So a fine of 100 on 109 Lewis, and we got to just make sure that we get.
yep, I'll
ahead.
assess a $100 fine and if you could schedule the inspection within 48 hours.
Well, that's what I'll go back with inspection. Okay, perfect. And that's it for me, right?
Okay.
That's all the SK properties it looks
Yep.
like.
Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate you all.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, I have one more in mini. iPhone.
That's Pete Lombardo.
Right.
Can you hear us? Hello, can you hear us?
Hey, I'm trying to turn my volume up. I can't hear you that well.
No problem.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so it looks like you are here. Are you here on Lombardo properties as well as the properties under just Peter Lombardo?
Under what?
Are you here for Lombardo properties and properties under just Peter Lombardo?
Yes.
Okay, all right, let's start with the properties under Lombardo properties. So we'll do ticket E220060. I don't know if you want to do all the Rothshire courts together, Ms. Cooper, or one by one.
I'd like to do all the Rothschild courts together. That would be great.
Okay, so we will continue then also with E220063, E22065, E22067, E22069. I am hearing Officer Paulette Michelle Lofton. Ms. Cooper, can you give us an update on the Rothshire Court properties, or Mr. Chubb, whoever you prefer?
Hey, good morning. Ms. Cooper can give the specifics as it relates to the dangerous building tickets that are up for today. But to give some context, these properties were entered into, Mr. Lombardo through Lombardo Properties LLC did enter into a rehab agreement on these properties a long time ago, which is years since expired. The city has given repeated extensions in an attempt to gain compliance, but these properties, as you see on the pictures that are now on the screen, are wholly unsafe. And the city will absolutely be moving to tear these down because these represent a danger to Pontiac residents. And as such, I would not be willing to give any deals or negotiate in any manner on these pending tickets.
Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 tickets and they're all at $100?
That's correct.
Okay. And these specific tickets, when were they issued?
I can show you.
January 19th, 2022.
No,
Is there any way you guys can turn the volume up from your end? Because mine's all the way up and I can hardly hear.
I'm sorry, does it help if we talk louder?
Okay.
All right, so Mr. Lombardo, they're saying there are 5 $100 tickets. They were issued January 19th of this year. Can you update us on what the plan is for the Rothshire Court properties?
Well, I've been talking to Larry, and Larry seems to be the problem here. I asked Larry if he wants me to demo that. There's only one unit that's unsafe. We've repaired any of the other ones that were unsafe, and one unit is number 3. And I've asked Larry if you want me to demo it, I will. But if you're going to, if you want me to clean it up and demo that mess, I will. But if you're gonna demo the whole building, then why should I bother? And he has not, since October, he's not been able to give me an answer. Oh, I did talk to Mike Wilson yesterday at the city, and Mike Wilson says we're not going to demo that building. So I want to move forward to clean that one unit up and rebuild that one unit. And I agree that is unsafe. Since that we've boarded it up so nobody can get in that back area. And that one picture right there that I'm looking at with the leaning post,
Yes.
we repaired that months ago, and those posts right there don't hold up the roof. Those are just decorative. But since then, we fixed those. So to me, the only unit we have an issue on is number 3, and I'm prepared to move forward of cleaning it up and rebuilding that one unit. Mike Wilson has given me a time frame on the middle building, so we've been concentrating on the middle building and not that particular building. So I'm on
Okay,
a
the
time frame
photos,
for
the
middle
photos
building
that are
as soon
being
as-
shown on the screen, is that just one single building?
I'm sorry. It's
The
one
pho-
unit.
Okay.
It's
the
one
pho-
unit in one building.
Okay. And you're saying that's building number 3?
I don't know how you guys identify it, but I call it the third building. Unit number 3. It's unit number 3.
Okay. And if you are going to demo that building, do you have a time frame on that?
I could have all that mess cleaned up in a month, and then I'll probably need 90 days to rebuild that at least that back wall and make it safe again.
Yeah, and so if I might interject, and so Mr. Lombardo, if you can't see me, this is Anthony Chubb. I'm the city attorney. And the problem is that I know that most of the statements that you just made are completely untrue. And specifically as it relates to the other building in which you said that you've been working with Mike Wilson on timeframes, there was only one time frame, and it was a 60-day extension that he agreed to that is long since expired. And in that time frame, you were supposed to get your rough electrical and rough plumbing. Nothing was done. And so you are wholly outside of your timeframes. The timeframes that you're giving now, I absolutely don't believe. And in the interim,
I'm really having a hard time hearing you.
This building poses a danger to the Pontiac residents, and you have given many promises about renovations and about demolition.
I'm really having a hard time hearing anything you're saying.
It doesn't matter because you don't listen to the timeframes and the deadlines we give you anyway. I just think we need to move forward with issuing these tickets or with determining the responsibility on these tickets. And the city will continue to issue dangerous building tickets on this until it is knocked down or repaired, which I simply don't see happening until we take action, unfortunately, which we are prepared to do so.
Do we have a phone number that we can give Mr. Lombardo to call in, since I think he's not hearing everything we're saying? Obviously, this is an important issue. I want to make sure he's hearing us. Tammy, or Ms. Cooper, is there a phone number we can give him to?
929.
Mr. Lombardo, do you have a pen?
Do I have what?
Do you have a pen to write down a number? We're gonna
Yeah.
have you call in with a regular phone.
Can you call in, Pete, with a regular phone? Since you can't hear us?
Yeah, what's the number? What?
929 205 6099. The meeting ID number is 847.
We have that.
Okay.
Okay, so dial that phone number. It's gonna ask you for the meeting ID and then type in the meeting ID.
Paulette, we just got it fixed.
Oh, okay. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, we just got the volume fixed. Sorry.
Okay, Mr. Chubb, I apologize. Are you able to repeat yourself just so that I think your response was important for them to hear?
Yeah, and as I said, I'm Tony Chubb. I'm the city attorney. Mr. Lombardo, I've been involved in most, if not all, of the conversations, or at least aware of them as it relates to all the Rothschild Court buildings. And you referenced that you haven't been working on the odd addressed building, and you've been focusing on the other one because you have a time frame agreement with Mike Wilson. That's untrue. There was a 60-day extension. It was made very clear if you did not comply with the 60-day extension and obtain the rough plumbing and rough electrical, that we would move forward with demolition, and you didn't move forward at all. Those 60 days have long since expired. And so at this point, the only time frame that is in place is the rehab agreement, which expired years ago. Since you are in violation, the city we're in possession of $250,000 of your money through cash and surety bonds, and we will have to move forward with demolition. I don't believe any of the timeframes you're giving and the things that you're saying about the odd numbered building being safe except for number 3, that's completely inaccurate. This poses a danger to the residents.
In your opinion. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
My legal opinion.
All right,
is
let me
based on my inspectors.
Let me start from the first thing. We got a 60-day extension, and that has not expired. It expires April 9th. And Mike Wilson, we got most of our inspections done, and Mike Wilson said if we're close, it's going to be okay. Our 60 days is not up till April 7th or April 9th from when we got our building inspection. I mean, our extension on our building permits. But also keep in mind, Mike Wilson took 2 months to extend these building permits. And we're only talking about the middle building on the 60 days.
Okay. And Ms. Cooper, or Mr. Chubb, or do you have anything reflecting the dates that Mr. Lombardo has stated?
Yes, the 60-day extension was granted prior to an email that was sent on January 5th, so it has expired. That's inaccurate. And
Okay.
again, you noted that it took Mike Wilson some period of time to grant an extension on the building permit. The reality is there is no obligation whatsoever to grant an extension on the building permit. We have tried to work with you as a city investor because we want the property to come into compliance, but that simply is not happening. And at this point, it appears to be an absolute danger to our residents, which is why we've issued these dangerous building citations, and why we will continue to do so until it's brought into compliance, until you knock it down, or all three of them, or until we are forced to use the funds that we have in escrow to do the same.
I think the confusion is we're talking about two different buildings. I think what you're referencing is what we would consider the third building, and what we're referencing is the second building. And the second building's almost done. That's the one we've been focusing on. That's the one that, I mean, we just got an occupancy permit on one of the units, and we've got a lot of inspections on the others.
What unit was that?
21.
Okay, Tammy, look up 21 and let's see when they got an occupancy.
You know, and we have a lot of inspections on 21, 23, 25.
How many buildings are there in this unit,
There's
in this property?
3 buildings.
3 buildings.
And is to address the 90 days, I think the city attorney's talking about when he gave me the 90 days, but we've been going 90 days off the building permits that Mike Wilson took forever to give us. We couldn't work on this middle building until he gave us the permits extension. And looking at the permits, we're not past the 90 days.
Yeah, the permits say they're good till April 12th on some of them, I think.
Okay.
This one's good to April 12th, but there's no, you said that you had a certificate of occupancy. You don't have such certificate of occupancy.
Larry came in there and cleared it last week.
All right, and so.
But I don't know if he put it in the computer, but he came in there and cleared it last week.
Yeah, and I am on the phone with Mike Wilson, and he has confirmed that he did not issue a certificate of occupancy for unit 21.
There's no
Okay.
certificate.
Larry was there for the inspection, and he told us we were in compliance. We were good. So maybe they just haven't wrote it yet or put it in the computer.
These are all the handrail, the exterior. He didn't approve any of this stuff. The windows, you see can you see my screen?
Mike Wilson said that he was going to do the whole building, the exterior of the whole building, because at the time it was too cold to do
What
any
happened
painting.
What happened on March 11th? There was a final supposed to be done.
On which unit?
On the 21 you're discussing.
Yeah, he came in, Larry came in and said, we're good.
That would have been last Friday, the 11th, is that right?
Yes, thank you.
That's the one we're talking about. Larry came in and said, okay, we're all good.
You spoke with Larry yesterday, Pete, didn't you?
What's that?
You spoke with Larry yesterday.
Yes.
And you're not exactly explaining what you spoke with him about.
I spoke to him about building number 3 and not building number 2.
Okay,
Part of the problem.
You're talking about 21 Rush Hour Court here. There's no certificate of occupancy, no.
Okay, all the
reality here is we're getting what's in front of the court today. I think that it's very clear through what Ms. Cooper has shown as evidence that all of those properties were dangerous buildings on that date. And so I think she's met the burden. What we further have done is on the record, put Mr. Lombardo on notice of the absolute fact that time is of the essence in this, so that the city is not forced to move forward with its authority under the rehab agreement to demolish that property. But again, that doesn't relate to these tickets. So I think we've provided sufficient evidence for the court to make a ruling in this matter.
Okay, and I just have some follow-up questions. There are no more recent photos than these January 20th photos, because Mr. Lombardo has indicated that a lot of things in the photos that are being shown have been addressed. So are there any more recent photos?
And do you have recent photos of brush hire court?
At
Okay,
least that specific property, because he's saying that the poles were fixed and the windows were boarded up.
274. Let me see. In the court. Thank you. Those are the most current 1/20/22.
Okay. And the property that those photos are of, are we able to clarify again which property that is?
These are all the properties I showed you.
Okay, so it's the
9.
photos are combined. It's not of one specific.
1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Okay, I see the numbers now. I understand.
Yeah, the way that the buildings are set up is they kind of face each other, and one has even addresses and one has odd addresses. And so that's why this is 3, 5, 7, 9, etc.
Okay, all right. Okay, and Mr. Lombardo, you stated the building that we showed you that has a 5 on it, that you had fixed the poles and boarded up windows. Is that what you stated earlier?
Yes, I can, if you want, I can walk over there right now and show you the pole. If you could see me.
Okay, I don't know, Ms. Cooper or Mr. Chubb, do you think that's necessary or no?
No, I really don't.
Okay,
Talking more
All
than
right.
just a pole. I'm
okay,
just living in here. I have litter, debris accumulating around this dilapidated structure. And our job here is to clean up the city. And we need participants that will help us do that.
Okay, if you guys give me 30 days, I'll have a big improvement on that particular building. And also on the middle building, I'll have almost all my finals on it.
Absolutely not.
Well, what I mean, one thing that I'd like to say is, I mean, I think you could look around this building. There's not garbage flying around. I mean, that's all cleaned up and under control. And as far as cleaning up the city, we've probably taken 20 dumpsters of garbage out of here. So I would say we're doing our part of cleaning up the city. I mean, you guys have pictures of this place before we had it? I mean, we've taken massive amounts of garbage out of here.
Okay, back to the original problem. How do we proceed if you're not going to give us 30 days? Then what should we do? Just tell you if you tell us what to do, we'll do it. But you're not giving us any choice. I told you I could have that rubble cleaned up in 30 days, but it sounds like you don't want me to. I'm not sure what you want me to do.
No, let me make sure we're very clear on that. So I was not saying that you shouldn't move forward in the next 30 days. You absolutely should. But if you were asking for an abeyance where if in 30 days you had cleaned it up, that you didn't have to pay these tickets, I was saying that's not going to happen. So the things that you have to do are you have to pay these tickets, one, if the judge finds in the city's favor. And secondly, you should get it cleaned up within 30 days because these are $100 tickets. The next round is going to be $300 and then they'll move up to $500. And so it will get very expensive very quickly. So that should give you every reason to move forward in the next 30 days. But as it relates to what you have to do with respect to the tickets that are on the agenda today is pay them is my recommendation.
The only ticket I think is justified is on the number 3 unit. That's a terrible mess. So
That's
you can
your
make
opinion, and we'll leave that up to the judge.
All right.
Okay, there are 5 tickets before us. Obviously, Mr. Lombardo said he has made some efforts and some improvements on these specific issues. So I will assess 3 $100 tickets. So I will do the first 3, 060, 063, and 065.
Okay, where do I pay those?
You pay that at the treasurer's office.
Okay,
And then before we let you go, there is also 821 St. Clair that we need to address.
okay.
And their math attachment. Yep. Thank you,
So
Matt.
I can put those ticket numbers on E220128, 129, and 132. Ms. Cooper, can you give us an update on 821 St. Clair?
Yes. These are photos from 2 days ago. Construction fencing is up finally, but it was 3 days after recommendedly due. I have other photos showing no construction fencing for the longest time. Sure. I also have a letter in here from Mike asking for the fence to be up immediately after this fire. Share.
Mr. Lombardo, is this property going to be torn down, or has it been torn down, or what's the plan?
It is going to be torn down, but there's still a fire investigation from the county sheriff department. And as soon as they okay it, we're gonna move to demo the property. But we had a 2-death fire over there. We had the fence up 3 business days after Mike told us to have it up, which to me is an acceptable. I called 8 companies. That's the fastest of anybody that could put that fence up. So I don't really see why he wrote me 3 tickets. He did when he gave me the letter, he said, I'm going to write a ticket every day that you don't have that fence up. And that's exactly what he did. But 3 business days after he told me that we need this fence, if it was something I could have done, I would have done it the next day. But unfortunately, it had to be some special fence that was not permanent. And we contracted to have it done and had it done in 3 days. I think that's.
Mr. Lombardo, can you see this letter that was sent to you from Mike Wilson?
Yeah, I see the letter, and
Okay.
he handed me that letter.
This was January 26th. You
Okay.
put that fence up until, I want to say 3 days ago.
No,
3 days ago.
No,
That fence has been up for over a month.
that fence was put up the Wednesday after he handed me that letter, and
Correct. It was due on Monday and you put it up on, he asked you to put it up by Monday and you put it up by Wednesday.
right.
And so on Monday, that's when the tickets were written.
Yeah, why 3 tickets? I mean, I think it's ridiculous that you expect something like that done in 1 day. It was 3.
It was a
three
dangerous site.
What can the guy do besides get a fence company to put it up? But 3 days,
again, the real time frame here is that the building fire that killed 2 people was January 17th. The pictures make it very clear that this is a dangerous location, and any property owner should have known of the obligation to immediately put a safety fence around it. And so the time frame to when you put up the fence was not the 3 days. It was from that fire on the 17th, that again, fatal fire, leaving very dangerous conditions for other potential harm to be caused by resident visitors or otherwise. And the letter on the 26th told you you were in violation. The city, if anything, was generous in not issuing tickets beginning on an earlier date.
How can a guy know what kind of specifications you guys need?
Mr. Lombardo,
I think
how many rental properties do you own in the city?
I think this is a ridiculous thing. Just tell me what tickets I got to pay, but 3 tickets in 3 days is to me ridiculous. The city of Pontiac's been fighting me tooth and nail, and they expect me to get stuff done. I had that fence up 3 days after Mike Wilson gave me that letter. So I'm not going to keep arguing with you. Just tell me how much I got to pay, because that's all it is about the money for you guys. 3 tickets in 3 days is ridiculous in my opinion.
And I'd like to clarify, it's compliance that we need.
Can you break down the fees for me for each ticket, Ms. Cooper?
Yes. One was for $100 for responsibility. Another one was for nuisance conditions enumerated for $100. A very dangerous site. And one was for, let's see. One was for responsibility. One was for responsibility on 2-1. And then on 2-2, another one for responsibility was for 300. And another one was for 100 on 2-2 for nuisance conditions enumerated.
Okay, so my question is, one ticket was 100 on one day, the following day it was 300. Is that because the fence was not completed by the next day that the fee was increased?
Yes.
So we have 3 $100 tickets and 1 $300 ticket. Is that correct?
You have 2 $100 tickets and 1 $300 ticket.
Is he currently in compliance? He stated he's not able to tear the building down due to the ongoing investigation. Is the fence as it should be at this point?
The fence is in compliance, as I showed you the picture, yes. Fence is in compliance now. It's just,
And your recommendation is to move forward on all 3 of the tickets?
it is. But I'd like to leave it up to the city attorney.
I am in agreement. I would just note, it looked, Ms. Lofton, you referenced 4 tickets. It does look like 129 is on the docket twice, which might be causing some confusion there. But I do think that, can you explain, we have the 2 fence violations. What is the 3rd ticket, Ms. Cooper? The blight conditions enumerated. I'm sorry, nuisance
It's
conditions.
nuisance conditions enumerated, correct.
What is the
Hazardous
nature of that?
condition,
Pardon me?
a very hazardous condition and very unsafe to public.
Yeah, so what I would say is Mr. Lombardo is correct that there has been a long investigation on this property regarding potential arson. There were fatalities, and so there has been a long investigation, which has impaired any ability to remediate the property. And as a result, I think that we should dismiss that particular ticket. However, with regard to the fencing, that was the way that he was obligated to protect the public and failed to do so. And so it was our
So just to be clear, the ticket you're asking be dismissed, is that the 100 or the 300? I apologize.
That is a 100 that ends in 132.
Concur with Attorney Chow.
Okay, so what I will do is, since Mr. Lombardo does have the fence up now, I will move forward with the $300 ticket, but we'll dismiss the two $100 tickets.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So Mr. Lombardo, you are all set. I think we've gone over everything now.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Hang on.
All right, everyone, thank you very much. I think that concludes my piece of the docket.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a
That
great
was a lot for today.
I appreciate you, Anthony. And I have no one in the waiting room.
Okay, should we wait any time or since it's
Would you
10?
like to wait 15 minutes
Sure, that's fine.
and come reconvene it? Reconvene 10:30. And stopping recording.